Good morning. Welcome to Calm AF Qigong. Tuesday morning. Yay. We are going to go ahead and get started. Perfect. Okay, you guys always know how I like to start. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Oh. There we go. Hello to all of you people in replay land. Y'all look great. I mean, I can't see you, but I'm gonna pretend I can. Keep shaking it out. Sorry, you're gonna hear me lots of sniffling today. The dust cloud. Yesterday I was fine. 2 days ago I was not. This morning again I'm not. So we're gonna shake a little longer today because that I feel really helps move my lymph around, which helps with allergies. Yeah, keep it going. So excited to see you guys. Thanks for joining. Keep going. Yay. A little more. You guys are doing great. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. All right, and now let's get into our center stance. So feet about shoulder width apart. Think about lengthening the low back by letting the tailbone drop, letting the crown of the head extend, and breathe deep into that dantian, into that lower abdomen. And just feel your body. How's it feel right now after all that shaking? Let's do one more breath. And now we'll go into gathering chi, circle breath. So we'll inhale, come up. Exhale, come down, keeping a nice micro bend in those knees. Good. Let's do 3 more. Let this really go with your breath. Yeah, so inhale up, exhale down. Okay, good. So we're gonna revisit a movement we've done a couple times. It's called Building Down, Cultivating Sheep. So I'm starting a new job today. Not really. I'm working at a chiropractor's office 1 day a week, and I started last week. But this week I am doing sort of a full day. Last week was kind of a trial. So I feel myself just like nervous today, and my energy's like stuck right here. And I notice like when I'm doing like this, like I'm gonna exaggerate, but I feel this hand kind of like jig. I'm like, oh, there's some stress. So the movement we're gonna do is really focusing on releasing kind of this area here, or just helping to send that chi. So we've done it before. It has multiple parts, right? So I'm just gonna kind of start rather than just keep talking. And the breath does not matter on this one. You just want to make sure you're doing it kind of slow. And so what I want to do is, like, I have a hand here and here, and then as this bottom hand comes out, and then they land at the same time. So the hand that's reaching out has to travel much quicker. So it can be a little difficult to kind of figure out because your hands are moving at different speeds. It can be a little tap your belly and rub your head. But yeah, you guys look like you got it. This is kind of that basic motion. Yeah. So then the next part of this is we twist our torso while we do this. So a couple of things, what it's gonna look like I'm doing is it's gonna look like I'm going like this, but I'm not. My hands are really just staying in this movement. But when I turn my torso, it makes me look like I'm sweeping my hands. But really, my hands are still just kind of staying right there. The other thing that happens is people will, they'll get a little confused and they'll go this way. But what I want you to do is go this way, kind of like if there was a shelf full of stuff and you were just like sweeping it all off. Or if you were like in one of those game shows where you have to like grab a bunch of stuff in a short amount of time into your basket at the grocery store. You're like pulling everything off the shelf. So we're gathering all of the chi and bringing it into our bodies. Yeah. And so if we match it with that turn, we end up sort of bringing that arm across in front of us. Good. Good. And again, don't worry about that breath so much. Just as long as you do nice, slow, deep breaths into that dantian. The inhales and the exhales don't really matter where they're at. Everybody's looking great. So now that we've kind of got the movement down, let's really get into the feeling of this. Where I'm kind of like, I'm drawing in that chi and I let it come into my chest. Pulling it down, nourishing all of the internal organs. Nourishing the intestines, the heart, the liver, the stomach and the spleen, the gallbladder, the large intestine, the small intestine. And just reach out and pull in the chi in. And feel the rubbing of the chest just kind of calming you, nourishing you. And then when you're ready, you can just let both hands descend to that dantian. And we'll just take a couple breaths here again. Feeling yourself breathing into those hands down there, feeling them push out. Good. Again, excuse me. All right. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our hands. I'm going to take thumb to thumb, and then I'm going to rotate them like this, yeah? And then I'm going to bring Yeah, exactly. And then I'm going to bring pinky to pinky. Yeah, good. I think, right? So here. So my palms are facing me. It's here. Tura, just let your thumbs go. You can also just do this, like put your hands like this, and then just attach the thumbs. That's probably easier. And then just bring those pinkies. Yeah, and so this is kind of like we're creating this little cup here. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring it in and down like that. And then they'll come up. And then I twist and I bring it in again. Yeah, good. 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 So now that we have that sort of basic, the thing that's going to happen is we're going to reach out and we're going to kind of go down like this, bend, and then release out with an exhale. And then good. You guys keep going. I'm going to come up and take a look and see how everybody's doing. So think about coming straight back right here, right? We kind of reach forward, then we just come straight back, and then out. And it's almost like the hands are just kind of like this, right? And then we come in. Yes, good. Good. Let's keep doing this a little longer. You guys look great. So as we're sort of creating this like twisting, we're drawing chi in, right? We're pulling it in. And when we exhale, we let the chi just kind of like drop down to that dantian. Do 3 more. And on that last one, just let the hands come out and spread. Come down by your side. And we'll do 2 circle breaths. Kind of help regulate our breathing again, help descend all of that chi. And then we're just gonna have some fun here. This one, just come out and in. So, just kind of like a bird flapping, right? But when you think about it, I want you to when you inhale, feel yourself like round and expand. Feel. It's almost like your breath extends your arms out. And I'm doing a little bit of a curving of the spine, right? I'm kind of arching my back ever so slightly. And then I come down. Now I want you to hold your hands in front of your chest. We're going to do that breathing exercise again. If you've never done it before, you are in for a treat. It feels so good. So let me demonstrate real quick. I'll inhale, exhale, and then I'll inhale, follow up and hold for sort of as long as I can, and then push it all out. Regulating breath, inhale, exhale, do it again. Out, regulating breath. All right, let's do it all together, and we can begin. So we inhale. This time hold to inhale to hold, so. Regulating our breath. And inhale to hold. Regulate. Good. We're going to bring both our hands together. We're going to bring the middle fingers together, point to point. We're going to bring them down to our dantian, so just below the belly button. Right, so my middle finger's pointing together, and then I'm going to press both of those points into that dantian. Good, I'm going to bend over just a little bit. Good, and just hold here. So the points on the ends of the middle finger are the end of an acupuncture channel. And it's the only channel that ends on the tips of the fingers. So we take both of those points and we're pressing them into our dantian. And it helps to regulate the heart, as well as to help build that qi and nourish that dantian. Good, I want you to take 5 deep breaths here. Good, when you're done, you can come up, letting the hands come out, and we'll do another shuffle breath. Good, and now let's just do a little bit of twisting with the spine. Nice and gentle at first. It's still early for some of us. So maybe we haven't moved around that much yet. And we haven't done a whole lot of spine moving up yet. So this would be a nice little gentle thing. Making sure to turn that head around. Letting those arms stay nice and loose. Good. All right, now that it's a little warmed up, see if you can go a little further, turning that head around to look. Thinking about rising up through the crown of that head, keeping that spine nice and straight. Good, and let that come to a rest. We're going to do the same thing, but a little wider. So we're going to do it a little harder. So I want you to think about feet a little wide, a little bend here, and then how it's going to look is so I'm not really turning around quite so much. And I'm getting a nice little slap. I don't know if you can hear it. Good. Good. Good, let's come back. Feet a little closer, and we'll do a couple more circle breaths. Let's take our hands together and we'll rub. Good. Get them nice and warm. And then palm over palm on that downsian. And I want you guys to mirror me. So you're going to go to the right and then up, across, and down. And stay connected to the abdomen. Yeah, good. So one of the things we're doing here is just going with this digestive tract. This is just to help stimulate our digestion, which has a cascade effect of good results on the body, both for sort of nutritional health as well as mental health. Good. And when you get to the bottom, then we'll switch and go the other direction. Good. And just smile. And feel all that nourishment going into your belly right go down to that dantian again and just end with a couple deep breaths. Leaving a little micro bend in the knees, letting the shoulders relax. Good. Where are we at? Okay. So things went a little different for me today. I had a whole nice warm-up routine planned, and then when we got in the moment, I just, I felt called and inspired to do different movements, and they just kept coming to me. I do that a fair amount. I'll create a nice routine, and then sometimes I just spontaneously go into something else. I'd love any feedback from you guys and from my people out in replay land. Please feel free to send me an email or a DM or a messenger message on Patreon. Let me know how you're doing up there. Okay, it was good to see y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and end the recording now, and then anybody who wants to stay, questions, comments, concerns, we will have a little chat. Bye.